Hi, hello, welcome to BCCA. Myself, Banu sir, as financial accounting faculty. Sir, already the Vijay batch has started and completed the two classes. This is the third class. Sir, in the previous class, what we have discussed, sir, I will repeat it again, sir. In the previous class, we are discussing the terminologies in the accounting. In that, we have discussed, one second, sir. In that we have discussed what's our first one, the meaning of business. In that we discussed the business. Then after in the business we have discussed what's our goods, services. Next one what is the meaning of capital. Then after we have discussed the drawings, business, goods, services, drawings, capital. Then after we have discussed the types of accounts. Sorry, types of assets. Okay, no, sir. In that we have discussed also types of assets and types of liabilities. Types of liabilities. That's all. Now, in this class, we will discuss the somewhat terminologies. Okay, no, sir. Then after we can start what's our journal, ledger. These all things we can start. Sir, why are we discussing again these topics? Because if we discuss these topics, it will be fine to you. You can understand my language and you can easily mold to us. Okay, na sir? In this class, I am going to discuss the somewhat terminologies. In that first, I am going to discuss what's our revenue. In that I am going to discuss what's our revenue. First one, sir. First one, I am going to discuss what's our revenue. Revenue means simply called as what, sir? It is an income. Revenue means what, sir? Income. Now, the actual meaning means gross inflow of cash received or receivable. Gross inflow of cash received or receivable is called as a revenue, sir. Sir, you are saying that cash received and receivable. Sir, what is the difference between the received and the receivable? Means, sir, we know the sales is an income. Yes or no? We know the sales is an income. But we have the types of sales, sir. How many types of sales we are having, sir? We are having the two types of sales. First one is the cash sale, and the second one is the credit sale. Cash sale and the credit sales. In the case of cash sale, we will receive the amount very quickly, sir. We will receive the amount immediately also. But in the case of credit sale, we will receive the amount after the credit period. Yes or no? So in the case of credit sale, we called it as what, sir? Received. In the case of cash sale, we called it as what, sir? Received. And in the case of credit sale, we called it as what, sir? Receivable. That means gross inflow of cash received or receivable is called as what, sir? Revenue. Can you give some more examples, sir? So examples, what, sir? Commission received. Commission received. Next one, sir. Interest received. Interest received. These are all our examples for the revenue. Okay, now, sir. Sir, there is a types of revenue we can discuss clearly in the next chapter, sir. We have types of revenue. We call it as a what, sir? Capital receipt and revenue receipt. This capital receipt and revenue receipt, there is a separate chapter we can discuss in that chapter, sir. Okay. Now another terminology I am going to discuss, sir. Next terminology, what's our expenditure? Next terminology is what's our expenditure? Expenditure means amount spent for the running the business organization. Expenditure means what, sir? Amount spent for the running the business organization. amount spent for running the business organization. In order to run the business organization, we have to spend certain sum of money. This is called as what, sir? Expenditure. Sir, what is that? Can you please explain? Can you give the examples of the expenditure, sir? Yes, sir. I will give the examples of expenditure. Sir, we have generally incur in the organization, there will be a certain expenditure called as what, sir? Administration expenditure. Yes or no, sir? We call it as what, sir? Administration expenditure. Admin expenses. Can you give examples from the admin expenditure, sir? In the administration, there will be a what, sir? There will be a staff. To the staff, we have to pay what, sir? Salaries. And there will be administration for building. For the building, we have to pay what, sir? Rent. So, etc. These are the some type of examples in the administration expenditure. Next, we have certain type of expenditures. We call this as what, sir? Selling and distribution expenditure. Selling and distribution expenditure. Sir, can you give examples for the selling and distribution expenditure, sir? Yes. Administration expenditure are salaries and the rent, etc. But the selling and distribution expenditure, what, sir? Advertisement expenditure. Advertisement expenditure. Next one, what, sir? Promotion expenditure. These are all our type of expenditure belongs to which sector, sir? Selling and distribution sector. Next one, we have what, sir? Certain type of expenditure is called as financial expenditure. What, sir? Financial expenditure. Can you give example for the kind of financial expenditure, sir? Yes, sir. We have invested in the fixed. We have made some of the amount in the fixed deposit in the bank account with the name of business, sir. For that, the FD will receive what, sir? Interest. Such interest is called as what, sir? Financial expenditure. Okay, na, sir. So to conclude, what I have discussed in the starting class, sir, I have started with this class with the terminology called as what, sir? Revenue. Revenue means what, sir? Gross inflow, cash received or receivable. Cash received means what, sir? Cash sales. Receivable means in the case of credit sale. Next one, sir, expenditure. The amount spent for the running the business organization is called as what, sir? Expenditure. We have certain type of expenditures. What, sir? Selling, administration expenditure, selling and distribution expenditure, and next one, what, sir? Financial expenditure. Okay, now these are all our types of expenditure, sir. Next one, what I am going to discuss, sir? Next, I am going to discuss the terminology called as profit. Next one, what, sir? Profit. In the starting class, I have discussed what is the meaning of profit, sir. If the income is more, then the expenditure is called as profit. But the actual meaning, I will clearly explain here. Even though that one also correct, sir. What is that one, sir? If the income is more when compared to the expenditure, that is also called as what, sir? Profit. But the actual meaning, I will explain here. Actual meaning is what, sir? The differences between difference between the revenue and the expenditure incurred. The differences between the revenue and expenditure incurred for generating revenue. What is the meaning of profit, sir? The difference between the revenue and expenditure incurred for the generating of revenue. Sir, what is the meaning of the expenditure incurred for generation of revenue? I will clearly explain with some example, sir. Example. So here the difference between the revenue and expenditure incurred for the generation of revenue. Here, in order to understand this sentence, I am taking one example, sir. Okay. For suppose, let us assume it as we purchased 100 units. We purchased how much, sir? 100 units at the rate of 10 rupees each. We purchased what, sir? 100 units at the rate of 10 rupees each. Then what is the total purchases value, sir? The total purchases value is 1000 rupees. Okay, na sir. Here the purchases is called as what, sir? Expenditure. Okay, na. So in the sorry, 1 second, sir. In that 100 units, we have sold 70 units. We have sold how much, sir? 70 units at the rate of 20 rupees each. At the rate of how much, sir? 20 rupees each. Then what is the sales value, sir? Here the sales value is how much, sir? 1400 rupees. Then what is the profit, sir? Here the 1000 is the purchases and the income is what, sir? 1400. The profit is 400. Yes or no, sir? How many of you saying this is a profit, sir? Oh, you all are saying this 400 is a profit. No, sir. Here the differences between the purchases and the difference between the sales is not a profit. Why, sir? We have purchased the 1000 units, but we are selling how much, sir? We are selling only the 70 units. We have to consider only the 70 units cost, but we should not consider the 1000 units cost. Okay, na, sir? So that here the 400 rupees of profit is wrong answer. Then what is the profit, sir? We have to consider, what we have to consider, sir? We have to consider the expenditure incurred for generation of revenue. We are generating the revenue for how many units, sir? We are generating the revenue for the 70 units. So that we have to consider only expenditure for the 70 units only. So that how much we will get, sir? Here the 70 units cost at the rate of rupees 10 each. That is equal to how much, sir? Is the 700 only. Here actual expenditure is how much, sir? Only 700, but we actually sell for how much, sir? 1400. So actual profit equal to, what is the actual profit, sir? Here the actual profit equal to 1400 minus 700, that equal to 700 is the actual profit. So here the 400 is not a actual profit, sir. Here the correct profit is how much, sir? 700. We should not say the 400 as a profit. Why, sir? We have to consider only the expenditure for the revenue incurred units. Here we have purchased the 100 units, but we have sold only how much, sir? We have sold only the 70 units. For that 70 units only, we have to calculate the cost. Okay, na, sir? For that 70 units, how much we have incurred, sir? For that 70 units, we have incurred only how much, sir? We have incurred only the 700. Here the income is how much, sir? Here the income is 1400. Then what is the difference between here, sir? Here the difference between the 1400 and 700 is 700 rupees. The actual profit is how much, sir? Here 700. We should not say the 400 as the actual profit because there is a closing stock, as we all know that. Here in the previously in the CMA foundation, they will discuss what, sir? Here there is a closing stock. What is the value of the closing stock, sir? Here the 70 units we have sold means 30 units are still in the closing stock. The value at the rate of 10 rupees is, that is equal to how much, sir? Here that is equal to 300 rupees is the closing stock. 300 rupees is what, sir? Closing stock. We should not consider the full amount as a stock cost, sir. 1 second, sir. Okay, sir. Now, next we are going to discuss what, sir? Next we are going to discuss a loss, sir. Loss. 1 second, sir. Loss. How we can say the loss? How we can say the loss? The differences between the expenditure for the generation the revenue and the revenue. The difference between the expenditure for generation of revenue and the revenue. 1 second, sir. First we can write this sentence. The differences between the expenses incurred for generation of revenue, expenses incurred for generation of revenue and revenue. What is the meaning of loss, sir? Here the actual, generally we will say that what is the meaning of loss, sir? If the expenditure is more than the income, we will say it is a loss. But the actual definition of loss is what, sir? The differences between the expenditure incurred for generation of revenue and the revenue. The difference between the expenditure incurred for the generation of revenue and the revenue. Here we have to understand what, sir? Expenditure incurred for generation of revenue. Here in the previous example only we have understood what, sir? Expenditure incurred for the generation of revenue. Okay, sir. Again, I will take an example. 1 second, sir. I will take an example. Now we are purchasing the goods. We are purchasing the goods of rupee. We are purchasing the goods of rupees. How much, sir? 10 rupees. 1 second, sir. Purchased 1000 units at the rate of 10 rupees each. We have purchased what, sir? 1000 units at the rate of 10 rupees each. Now, what is the total purchase, sir? Here the total purchase amount is 10,000. We have purchased the 10,000 units for how much, sir? Each one carries a 10 rupees. Then how much we will get, sir? Here the 10,000 is called as purchases. Next, in the 1000 units, we have sold 700 units. How much we have sold, sir? 700 units at the rate of 5 rupees only. At the rate of what, sir? 5 rupees. Then what is the sales amount, sir? Here we have sold the 700 units at the rate of 5 rupees. So how much, sir? 3,500. Here the 3,500 is the sale amount and the 10,000 is the purchase amount. Here the 10,000 minus 3,700, what, sir? 6,500 is loss. Yes or no, sir? No. Here the actual loss we have to calculate. Here we have to consider the cost only for the sold goods, sir. We have sold only 700 goods, but we are considering it for how much, sir? 10,000 units. But we have sold only for how much, sir? We have sold only the 700 units only. But so that we have to consider the cost for the only 700 units, for not for the 10,000 units. Now we can calculate the correct profit, sir. How we will get the correct profit, sir? We have to consider expenditure for the revenue. We have to consider only for the expenditure for the revenue incurred. We should not consider the total expenditure. What is the expenditure incurred for generation of revenue, sir? Here the expenditure incurred for generation of revenue equal to 700 units into how much, sir? 10 rupees. That equal to how much, sir? That equal to how much, sir? 7,000 is the answer. 7,000 is the expenditure. Now we have sold it for how much, sir? We have sold for 6,500. Then we got 500 rupees is the loss. Here the correct loss is how much, sir? Here the correct loss is only 500 rupees, but not the 6,500. Why, sir? We have to consider only the expenditure incurred for generation of revenue only. That means we have to consider the cost of rupees only 700 units, but we should not consider the cost of 10,000 units. Okay, na, sir? 1,000 units. Okay, na, sir? This is called as a loss, and this is called as what, sir? Profit. Now, in this class, we have discussed totally 4 terminologies. First one is the revenue, second one is the expenditure, third one is the loss and for profit, and fourth one is what, sir? Loss. Here the expenditure means income means what, sir? Income means gross inflow of cash issued or receivable. Expenditure means what, sir? Amount spent for running the business organization. Next one, profit means what, sir? The difference between the revenue and expenditure. The difference between the revenue and expenditure incurred for generation of revenue, sir. The differences between the expenditure and expenditure incurred for generation of revenue is called as a profit. The differences between the expenditure incurred for generation of revenue and the revenue is called as what, sir? Loss. We have to consider only the expenditure incurred for the generation of revenue only. That means we have to consider the sold units cost only. We should not consider the total units cost. Okay, sir. Then after I will discuss what, sir? I will discuss the accounting definition. Then after I will discuss what, sir? Accounting definition. Just wait a minute, sir. Accounting. Sir, accounting definition is given by ICAI, sir, not an ICMAI. Accounting definition is given by whom, sir? ICAI. Because the accounting all the accounting standards, and they are prepared by the ICAI. So they have given the definition ICAI, but not the ICMAI. Even though we are studying the cost accounting only, in that cost accounting we have to study the accounts, but the definition is given by whom, sir? ICAI or ICMAI, sir? ICAI. Okay, na, sir? As per ICAI, so accounting, it is an art of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting, then afterwards are communicating to the end user. Recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, and interpreting and communicating to the end user. Here in this class we will discuss the one by one clear manner. First one we are going to discuss what, sir? Recording. What is the definition, sir? Here as per the ICAI, accounting is an art or accounting is an art or what, sir? Accounting is an art of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting, and communicating to the end user. Okay, na, sir? So first one I am going to discuss what, sir? Recording. First one I am going to discuss what, sir? Recording. In this stage, we will record all the transactions and events. What I am going to what I will record, sir? We will record all the transactions and events. So first of all, we have to learn about what is the meaning of the transaction. Then after we have to learn about what's our event. After that, we will come once again to the definition, sir. Okay, now as of now, what is the definition, sir? It is given by the ICAI. It is an art of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting, and communicating to the end user. First we will discuss what, sir? We will discuss about the transaction and the event. Then after I will come to what, sir? Then after I will come and discuss about what, sir? What is the meaning of recording? What is the meaning of classifying? I will discuss then after. Okay, sir. First we will see in this class what, sir? We are going to see the meaning of what, sir? Transaction. 1 second, sir. What is the general meaning of the transaction, sir? The general meaning of transaction means an activity between the two parties. What is the general meaning, sir? General meaning. Generally, the transaction means an activity between two parties. An activity between the two parties is called as an activity. For example, here the X and Y are the friends, sir. They are playing cricket, sir. They both are playing what, sir? Cricket. Here the playing a cricket by the both X and Y is called as what, sir? Transaction. Oh, sorry. It is an activity. Yes or no, sir? An activity is called as what, sir? Transaction. Totally the transaction is divided into how many types, sir? Totally the transaction is divided into 2 types, sir. Totally the transaction into how many types, sir? The transaction is divided into 2 types. First one is called a business transaction and second one is called as what, sir? Personal transaction. What is the meaning of business transaction, sir? And what is the meaning of personal transaction? I will explain, sir. Here the business transaction means, first of all, I will discuss what, sir? Personal transaction. Then after I will discuss the business transaction. Here the personal transaction means what, sir? Not related to the business. Personal transactions means not related to business. Sir, give an example. I will say, sir. Here I have taken previously one example. What, sir? Mr. X and Y are playing the cricket. Here they both are playing the cricket. Here the playing cricket is one type of a transaction. So this transaction is related to business or not related to business, sir? Sir, the transaction is not related to business. So that this so that the transaction is called as what, sir? That one is a personal transaction. Okay, na, sir? Then after here the owner purchased the car for his own use, sir. Owner purchases the car for his own use. So for purchase of car for his own use is a personal transaction or a business transaction, sir? Is a personal transaction. Why, sir? The purchase of car for his own use is related to his own personal purpose, sir. So that it is not related to the business purpose. So that it is called as what, sir? It is called as a so that it is called as what, sir? It is a personal transaction but not a business transaction. Okay, na, sir? So personal. So again, I will take another example, sir. Here I have taken example of one love story in our campus of BCCA. That means love story means it is not a real one. It is a fictional one, sir. Okay. The name is called Abhishek, sir. The name is called what? Abhishek. We call him as what, sir? Abhi. For suppose the Abhi, we think he is a owner, sir. He is what, sir? He is a owner. Okay, na, sir? He has one girlfriend. Okay, na, sir? The girlfriend is asked to purchase a watch. The girlfriend is asked to purchase a watch. Here the owner is purchasing a watch in order to give to his girlfriend. This is also what, sir? This is also his personal transaction. Yes, sir? No, sir? This is not related to business. So thus, this transaction is what? This is called as what, sir? Personal transaction or business transaction? This transaction is called as a personal transaction, but not the real transaction, but not the business transaction. So that we should not record the personal transaction. We should record only what, sir? Business transaction. Sir, all the business transactions we have to record the only monetary nature of transactions we have to record the, sir. We have to record only the monetary transactions, but not the non-monetary transactions. So first of all, what is the meaning of the monetary transaction? Sir, monetary transaction means the transaction should be in terms of money. The transaction should be in terms of money. If the transaction is not in the terms of money, we call it as what, sir? It has a non-monetary transaction. If the transaction is in terms of money, we call it is as what, sir? Monetary transaction. So here any transaction is related to business plus that is a monetary transaction, then we will record in the books of accounts. Otherwise, we will not record in the books of accounts. Even though the transaction is a business transaction, not related to a non-money. That means what, sir? Business transaction plus non-monetary transaction we should not record in the books of accounts. We should record only the business transaction and the monetary nature of transaction only. Okay, na, sir? So that monetary nature of transaction may be in the form of what, sir? Cash transaction, or maybe in the form of what, sir? Credit transaction. It may be in the form of credit or it may be in the form of cash. That should be in the monetary nature only. Okay, na, sir? If the business transaction and that too in the monetary nature of transaction, we will record in the books of accounts. Otherwise, we will not record in the books of accounts. This is the clear explanation about what, sir? What is the meaning of transaction? Sir, why you are saying about the transaction, sir? Here we should record only the transactions and events in the books of accounts. So that I am explaining what, sir? I am explaining the meaning of the transaction. Okay, na, sir? Then after what? Then after I am going to discuss what, sir? What is the meaning of the event? The event means what, sir? Event means the result of a transaction. Event means a what, sir? The result of a transaction is called as an event. Okay, sir. Sir, can you explain with an example, sir? Okay. For example, we have purchased 100 units of goods, sir. We have purchased what, sir? 100 units of goods for cash. For cash of rupees 1 lakh. Of rupees how much, sir? 1 lakh. We purchased the 100 units for rupees of 1 lakh, sir. So that what have happened, sir? Here the purchase of goods is a transaction or not, sir? Here the purchase of goods is a transaction because here the purchase of goods is related to a business that in the nature of monetary. So that it is not a so that it is a transaction, sir. So that it is called as what, sir? Transaction. So this transaction will result to what, sir? Let us take the closing stock. We have what, sir? Closing stock. Closing stock of rupees. Closing stock of 100 units already in the stock, sir. If you purchase again, the stock will increase, sir. The stock will decrease, sir. If you purchase again the goods, the stock value is increasing. Here the increasing of stock is called as what, sir? Event. Purchase of good is called as what, sir? Transaction. Increasing of stock is called as what, sir? Event. So we are paying cash or not, sir? We are paying the cash. That means the cash balance is decreasing in our business. Here, because of the purchase of goods, by paying the cash of rupees 1 lakh, The purchase of goods by paying the cash of rupees 1 lakh is called as what, sir? This is a transaction. As a result of this transaction, the stock is increasing and the and the cash balance in the business is decreasing. So that the decrease in the cash balance and increase in the stock is called as what, sir? Events. So we will record the events as well as what, sir? We will record the transactions also. Okay, na, sir? So we have to record only the monetary events. We should not record the non-monetary events. We have to record only what, sir? Monetary events. We should not record what, sir? Non-monetary events. Any event should involvement of monetary value only. It should be recorded in the books of accounts. The event which is not involvement of monetary value, we should not record in the books of accounts. Okay, na, sir? Okay, sir. First, sir, why have we discussed the meanings of transactions and events, sir? Because we have to record only the transactions and events in the books. So that I have discussed what, sir? Transactions and events in this class. Okay, sir. I will continue the discussion of what, sir? Definition. I will continue the discussion what, sir? Definition. Accounting definition discussion. I will continue, sir. Okay, now. So in that I have explained clearly what, sir? What is the accounting definition, sir? As per the ICAA. It is an art of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting, and the communicating to the end user. Okay, now, sir. In that I am going to discuss what, sir? In that I am going to discuss first I will clearly discuss the recording. Then after I will discuss the classifying. Okay, now, sir. Okay. So I have already discussed. In this stage, what we will do, sir? In this stage, we will record all the transactions and events. In this case, we will record what, sir? All the transactions and the events. Okay, sir. We have already discussed what, sir? The transactions and events. So that I have discussed transactions and events, and then after I am going to discuss what, sir? Recording. Okay, sir. Okay. Recording is a stage where the record of all the transactions and events. So, on which basis we have to record? 1 second, sir. I will explain. At which basis? What is the base to record, sir? What is the base to record? Here the base is to record to what? Is to record the transactions and events is vouchers, sir. Here the base is what, sir? Vouchers. With the help of the voucher, we have to record the transactions and events. Sir, what is the meaning of the voucher? What is the meaning of voucher? It is a proof document. It is a what, sir? It is a proof document. Can you please give an example for the proof document, sir? Okay. Proof documents means at the time of purchase, we will get what, sir? Purchase invoice. At the time of purchase, what will you get, sir? Purchase invoice. Purchase invoice. At the time of sale, what we will get, sir? At the time of sale, we will get what, sir? Sale invoice. For suppose we have paid any salary, sir. For suppose we have paid any salary, then what we will give, sir? Pay slip. What you will give, sir? Pay slip. Okay, na, sir. Here, on which base we have to record, sir? On which base we have to record? On the basis of voucher, we have to record the transactions and events. Okay, sir. How to record? How to record? We will record the transactions and events on the basis of entry types, sir. What, sir? Entry type. We will record based on entry type. That entry type we call it what, sir? Journal entry. On the basis of journal entry, on the basis of we have to record on the basis of what, sir? On the basis of proof of document voucher. And next, how to record, sir? With an entry type. Next one, sir. Where to record? Next one, what, sir? Where we have to record? We have to record in a day book. What, sir? We have to record in a day book. What is the meaning of day book, sir? The journal book is called as what, sir? Day book. Okay, sir. Next one. When to record? Next one, what, sir? When to record? When to record means day wise, daily wise or day wise. We have to record day wise. That means for this day wise, we call it is what, sir? Chronological order. Chronological order. Okay, now, sir. To conclude, I will discuss again, sir. What is the meaning of recording, sir? In this stage, we will record all the transactions and events. What is the meaning of transaction? I have discussed it, and what is the meaning of events? I have discussed it. Okay, now, sir. On which base we have to record, sir? On the basis of voucher, we have to record the transactions. We have to record the transactions and events. Where to record, sir? We have to record. How to record, sir? How to record means entry type. That we call it is as what, sir? Journal entry. Where to record, sir? We have to record on a day book called as journal book. Next one, sir. When to record? Daily basis. Daily basis. This daily basis of recording is called as what, sir? Chronological order. So this is all the information about what, sir? Recording. Okay, sir. On the basis of recording, we will get profit or loss, sir. We can identify the profit or loss, sir. No. On the basis of just recording the transactions and events, we will not decide the profit and loss. Why, sir? We are just entering the transactions and events. That's all, sir. So that on the basis of is a question which will happen appear in the both the groups in different only. 1 second, sir. A student is asking, Divya is asking a question, sir. Sir, a question. What will happen if you appear for both groups in December 2024 without skill training? Please kindly reply. Sir, Divya, you are asking that question without training skills of the both groups. What will happen means you can write the exams, but they will hold the results, sir. Okay, na, sir. Only after doing the training skills, you can attend the both the groups. Without the skill training, you can attempt only the single group only, amma. Okay, nama. Only you have to attend after the training only you have to attend the both groups. If you not completed that skill training, you can attend, but the result will be hold. Okay, na, sir. Only after uploading the skill training certificate, they will release the result. Okay, na, sir. Somewhat risky, amma. Don't do like this. Please appear for the skill training. Then after you can appear for the examination. It will be fine. Okay, Namma? Okay. Oh, okay. Havan, hi, sir. Hi, Amma. Tarun, hi. Kavya, hi. Kavya. Rock, explanation is really good. Thank you. And Havan, super, Amma. Super explanation. Thank you, sir. Next, Kavya. Your explanation is really good. Thank you. Okay, na, sir. So now, what I am going to discuss, sir? I am discussing a recording. Okay, sir. In this recording, I have clearly explained where to record, on which basis I have to record. Okay, na, sir. Just based on recording, can we find the profit or loss, sir? We cannot find the profit or losses. So that we have to do the recording, the transactions and events. We have to classify, sir. What I have to do, sir? We have to classify. We have to classify the recorded transactions. How we can classify, sir? It is a stage where, okay, sir. I will write, sir. In this classification stage, we will classify the accounts. We will classify the transactions and events. In this stage, we will classify the transactions and events. How to classify the transactions and events, sir? Just simple. In accounting, wherever you go, there will be 4 items, sir. What are those? What are those 4 items, sir? Expenditure, income, asset, and liabilities. Wherever you go, there will be 4 items in the accounting. What are the 4 items, sir? Once again, asset, liabilities, expenditure, and income. On the basis of these 4 items only, we have got what's our modern approach also. Okay, na, sir. In the modern approach also, there will be 4 items. What's our expenditure, income, assets, and liabilities. So that likewise you have to classify. Okay, sir. We have to classify how, sir? First one asset. Second what's are liabilities. Third one what's are incomes. Called as what's are revenue. Next one sir. Next one what? Expenditure. Likewise, we have to classify. Sir. First one, what's our classification? Asset. Second one, liabilities. Third one, incomes or revenue. Fourth one, what's our expenditure? In that assets, we have previously discussed what's our current assets and non-current assets. Non-current asset is also called as what's our fixed asset. Current asset is again classified into how many types are? Two types. Liquid assets, non-liquid assets, and fictitious assets. Non-current asset is classified into how many types are? Three types. What's our tangible assets, intangible assets. Next one, sir, vesting assets. Okay, no, sir. Next, liabilities are classified into how many types are? Two types. What's our internal liabilities and external liabilities? Internal liability means what's our capital. External liability is classified into how many types are? Two types. Current short-term liability and long-term liability. Sir, yesterday one student have asked the doubt about what's our short-term liability, long-term liability, sir. Yeah, asked the doubt about what's our long-term liability. In that, I am explaining the long-term liability, sir. But in the suddenly the power, because of power failure, the discussion is how because of the power failure, the discussion is have gone wrong, sir. Once again, I will explain that, sir. Long-term liability means here the liability is repayable after 1 year. Sir, here 1 year here we have to classify at the time of what's our year end. At the time of preparing the financial statements, we have to see at that time, sir. At that time only we have to see what's our benefit is getting more than 1 year or less than 1 year, or we have to repayable more than 1 year or less than 1 year. These are all the time durations at which time we have to see, sir. At the time of preparation of financial statements only we have to see. Okay, now, sir. At the time of preparation of financial statements, if we are getting the benefit from such a is more than 1 year, then you classify it as what's our non-current assets. If we are getting the benefit is less than 1 year, means what's our current assets. Okay, na, sir. Like that you have to classify. At which time you have to see, sir? At the time of preparation of financial statements only, you have to see the time durations. Okay, na, sir. Keep in mind, sir. Next one. Incomes are classified into how many types are? As we have learned. What's our capital receipt and revenue receipt? Capital receipt and revenue receipt. Next one, expenditure is classified into two types, sir. What's our capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, and next one what's our deferred revenue expenditure. Okay, na, sir. Okay, these are all what's our classification of accounts. Okay, na, sir. With the classification of accounts, we can get the profit as our profit or loss. We will not get any profit or loss with the classification of accounts, sir. Next, what we have to do, sir? Then we have to do the classifying, recording class. Next, we have to do what's our summarizing. Next, we have to do summarizing. In the summarizing, we will do what's our, we will summarize the ledger accounts. We will summarize the ledger balances. What is the meaning of ledger, sir? The classification is also called as what's our ledgers. We are classifying in the form of what's our ledger. First one, recording is called as what's our journal. Recording the transactions and events means what's our journal. Classifying the transactions and events means what's our ledger. Next, we are doing what's our summarizing. Summarizing means what's our, in this stage, we will summarize. In this stage, we will summarize the ledger balances. Ledger balances. Okay, na, sir. That means how we can summarize, sir? We can summarize by way of two stages, sir. First one, what? Trial balance, sir. First one, trial balance. And second one, what's our financial statements? Sorry, financial statements are nothing but what's our final accounts. In these final accounts, we will do what's our, we can get the profit or loss. That means totally we have discussed how many stages are? 3 stages in the accounting. First one is the recording, second one is the classifying, third one is the summarizing. Recording is called as what's our journal, classifying is called as what's our ledger, summarizing is called as what's our trial balance and the final accounts. First step, because of first step, can we get the profit or loss, sir? No. Because of the second step, can we get the profit or loss, sir? No. where we can get the profit or loss, sir? We can get the profit or loss in the stage where what's our summarizing. In the summarizing only we will do what's our final accounts. In that final accounts, already we know, sir. Final accounts, first one what we will use our trading account. Second one what's our profit and loss account. Third one what's our balance sheet. In that trading account and profit and loss account, we will get the profit or loss from the organization. Okay, na sir? Okay. First, I have to do what, sir? I have discussed about the recording. Then after, I have discussed about the classifying. Classifying means a ledger, sir. Next one, what, sir? Summarizing. Next, then after what, sir? Then after, we have to analyze, sir. We have to what? We have to do analyzation. We have to do analyzing. In this state, we will analyze the financial statements. What we will do, sir? We will analyze. We will do analysis of financial statements. What is the meaning of financial statements, sir? Here the trading account, P&L account, balance sheet, notes to accounts are called as what, sir? Financial statements. There is another one, change in equity, sir. This change in equity we will get in the second group, sir. Okay, now totally we have how many financial statements, sir? Totally we have 5 financial statements. First one is the trading account, P&L account, balance sheet, notes to accounts, and change in equity. These 5 we call as what, sir? Financial statements. These financial statements we have to analyze. How we will analyze the financial statements, sir? Just simple, sir. In this financial statements analyzation, we have 2 steps, sir. We have how many steps? 2 steps. First one is the financial performance. First one is what, sir? Financial performance. And second one what, sir? Financial position. Financial performance and the financial position. Okay, na, sir? What is the meaning of financial performance, sir? Financial performance we can do based on what, sir? We can do based on profit. We can do based on turnover. We can do based on expenditure, etc., sir. How we can do financial performance of a profit? By comparing the previous year's profit, sir. For example, 21-22 profit is 10 lakhs, sir. So 22-23 profit is 12 lakhs. That means here the performance of the organization is good or bad, sir. Here the performance of the organization is good based on how we have to discuss, sir. We have discussed about the profit. Second one, in this same case, the turnover is increasing. That means here the performance of the organization is good. Based on expenditure, sir. On the basis of expenditure, the expenditure have to decrease. In the case of profit have to increase, and in the case of turnover have to increase. If you do more turnover, we will get more profits. Yes or no, sir? If you do less turnover, we will get less profits. In this case, if you do the more turnover, we are doing a good performance. If you are doing the less turnover, we are doing a less performance. In the case of expenditure, it will be different. Yes or no, sir? If we are making the expenditure more, then we are getting the losses. Yes or no, sir? If you are making the expenditure less, we will get the profits. So in the case of expenditure, the organization performing is good means the expenditure is doing the less. The expenditure is, if you are making the less expenditure means we are doing the good performance. If you are making the more expenditure means we are doing the bad performance. Like that, we have to analyze the financial performance. Next one is what, sir? Next one is the financial position. What is the meaning of financial position, sir? Sir, at the time of financial position, we will decide based on what, sir? Assets and liabilities. Based on assets and liabilities, we will decide what's our financial position. Okay, sir. How we will decide the financial position based on assets and liabilities, sir? Sir, by way of selling the assets, we can fulfill our liabilities. By way of selling the assets, we can fulfill our liabilities means we are in the good position. Yes or no, sir? By way of selling our liabilities, we cannot fulfill our liabilities means we are in the bad position. That means if we sell the assets and we are realizing the money, with that realization, we are fulfilling our liabilities means we are in the solvent position. We are in the what, sir? Solvent position. By way of selling the assets, we are not fulfilling the liabilities means we are in the insolvent position. Once again, I am repeating, sir. We have how many positions, sir? We have 2 positions. Solvent. Next one what, sir? Insolvent. What is the meaning of solvent, sir? By way of selling the selling of assets is greater than liabilities. By of selling of assets is greater than liabilities, then we are in a good position is called as what's our solvent position. What is the meaning of insolvent position, sir? Insolvent position means by way of selling the assets, we are not fulfilling our liabilities. That means when, sir? That means what, sir? That means a less than liabilities. That means less than liabilities. We are in the bad position. That bad position is called as what, sir? Insolvent. Okay, na, sir? So how we will analyze the financial statements, sir? We will analyze by way of two methods. First one is called as what, sir? Financial performance, and second one is called as what, sir? Financial position. Financial performance means we will analyze based on what, sir? Turnover, profits, etc. Financial position means we will analyze what, sir? Assets and liabilities. If by way of selling our assets, we can fulfill our liabilities, means we are in the solvent position. By way of selling our assets, we are not fulfilling our liabilities, means we are in the insolvent position. Like that, we have to see, sir. Next one, what's our interpretation? Next one, what's our interpretation? What is the meaning of interpretation, sir? Comparing between two variables. Comparison between two variables. Comparison between two variables is called as what, sir? Between two variables is called as a interpretation. How we will compare the between two variables, sir? I will take an example, sir. For example, if you make the sales, sir, we made the sales of rupees 10 lakhs. How much I have made the sales, sir? 10 lakhs. In that, cash sales equal to 2 lakhs, sir. Cash sales equal to how much, sir? 2 lakhs. Next one, what's sir? Credit sales. Credit sales equal to 8 lakhs. Cash sales, how much, sir? 2 lakhs. And credit sales is how much, sir? 8 lakhs. In that 8 lakhs, okay, na, sir? At the end of the year ending, the debtor balance is 2 lakhs, sir. In that 8 lakhs, the debtor balance is how much, sir? 2 lakhs. That means what, sir? By way of making the credit sales, we have not realized how much amount, sir? We have not realized the 2 lakhs amount. Can we get the ratio of debtors in the credit sales, sir? Yes. How we will get, sir? 2 lakhs divided by 8 lakhs into 100. That is equal to how much, sir? That is equal to 25% is the ratio. If the ratio is high, we are recovering the cash immediately. Yes or no, sir? If the ratio is low, if the ratio is high, we are not realizing the cash. If the ratio is low, we are realizing the cash. That means this. If the ratio is high, we are in a bad position. Yes or no, sir? Without realizing the money, we cannot do turnover. Yes or no, sir? If we realize the money from the debtors, then only we will do the turnover. Yes or no, sir? If you not realize the amount from the debtors, we cannot do the sale. We cannot do the purchase and we cannot sell. Yes or no, sir? Yes. Here, how we will be the business, sir? First we will purchase the goods. Then afterwards, sir, we will sell. Then after after selling debtors, debtor will convert into what, sir? Debtor is converted into a cash. With that cash, again we have to purchase and we have to sell. Like that, the circle will be going on. The circle is what, sir? Working capital cycle. You know, working capital circle. Yes or no, sir? If the circle is here, the circle period have to be a less or more, sir. Here the circle period have to be a less. Because why, sir? If the circle is less, that means we are collecting the money in less than a time. Yes or no, sir? If we collect the money immediately, then we will make the sale more. So like that, we have to interpret the financial statements. This interpretation will be in which subjects are in financial management. Okay, na, sir? In financial management, that too also in ratio analysis. In the chapter what called as what's a ratio analysis. The interpretation will not be in the financial accounting, it will be in the financial management of the group 2. Okay, na, sir? Okay. Next one, what's our communication? Next one, what's our communication? For whom we have to communicate, sir? We have to communicate to the stakeholders of the organization. Uh, who are that stakeholders, sir? The stakeholders means, for example, we have to communicate to the whom, sir? End users. Can you give examples for the end users, sir? Here the end users means, can we take shareholders? Next one, if you want to pay the income tax, yes or no, sir? If you want to pay the income tax, we have to show the financial statements. Yes, sir. To pay to the income tax department. Next one, what, sir? Management. Okay, no, sir. Next one, employees. So these are all called as what, sir? Here, this all person is called as end users to the organization. For the end users, we have to communicate. How we will communicate to the end users, sir? By simply we are uploading the financial statements. We have to upload the financial statements in MCA portal, MCA website, and the company website, sir. MCA and company website. If you upload, it will be equal to what, sir? Communicate. That's all, sir. So you should not do a call for shareholders. Yes, I have uploaded for the finance statement. Just go and see the website. You should not do like that. Just upload in the MCA portal, and then afterwards, sir, company's website. That is enough for the communication of end users. So to conclude, in this class, I have clearly explained about what, sir? First, I have clearly explained about revenue. Next one, what, sir? Expenditure, profit, loss. Then after, I have discussed the definition of the accounting. What is the meaning of definition of the accounting, sir? Here the definition of accounting is given by the ICAA. It is an art of recording, classifying, summarizing, interpreting, analyzing, and communicating to the end users. I have discussed clearly the stage by stage. Before I have discussed about the definition, I have discussed about what, sir? Transactions and events. The transactions and events we have to record in the books of accounts. We have to record only the business transaction, that in the monetary transaction. We have to record only the monetary events in the books of accounts. Okay, no, sir? Okay. So that's all today's discussion. We will meet in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.